Okay, that was love. That was love himself, Yahweh. And I am love herself. And this is part 23. I was listening to him in part 22. And so I wrote down what he said and then I read it to you all. One day he's going to be scheduled to speak for himself. So I hope you listeners won't miss that tape because he's fascinating. Praise Yahweh. So anyway, in Exodus 3:7, where the Lord says he would relieve their suffering, he did. He went to the several sons of his who were presidents of different countries, even though he was already there. You know, he's everywhere. It's just that he's gigantic. So Yahweh and Ben Yahweh, now being Moses and Aaron, in this particular part of the story, they went to the pharaohs, the presidents, after where they wrote that God introduced himself as Yahweh on that mountain, Mount Sinai, in his Torah. Of course, his name is written large in his own, writings, and in plain sight too. His name is in plain sight. But in the Bibles, his name is taken out and it's taken out of the large columns and it's added to the small footnotes. But anyway, if you go to Exodus 3:14 and 15, in their footnotes, the manipulators, they manipulate. They're manipulative, and they wrote God's name very tiny, where He says, "I am Yahweh." That's my name. So remember, they say that God talked to Moses, but Moses wasn't a live being. It was an empty shell with the label Moses. So Yahweh God did not speak to the empty shell. Why would He? Would you talk to your clothes? He only wore the shell, the clothing. He wore the body. It's odd, strange to hear, I know, for those down here who are unaware of, what's going on. But it's a long story, and we'll get into it later on another tape. Anyway, the Pharaoh, a title that the manipulators used to hide and cover up the word president, because that would be a dead giveaway for them, to have done that, to write the word president, you know, and to see the word president in an ancient history setting, you know, an ancient history story. They're cunning. They knew not to use it because readers would catch on saying, wait a minute, something's fishy here. So now that the lie has been decoded, for you all, praise Yahweh. So to continue on, I'm in the story, and I'm in the story as myself, yet again, they changed my name, like they did Kunta Kinte, Toby and Kunta Kinte. Anyway, so they changed my name, and so I'm being called Zipporah, Yahweh Moses' wife. But no, I didn't cut off any of my sons' foreskin, and cast it to the ground, like they wrote in their scriptures. Oh, so do you all see how wicked those writers think? I couldn't do such a cringing thing, nor hurt my babies. Anyway, so now those men, those writers, they wouldn't want that to happen to them. It would hurt. Anyway, so writers, scribes, they did leave one thing though. They left one truth alone, and some other true parts too. They they didn't tamper with everything. Thank goodness for that. But anyway, I did I did visit the earth among a household of all females, and so they left that in the story. Thank goodness they left that truth alone. When in the part where Yahweh as Moses comes to get me, and it was a poor dwelling, that I was visiting with the many females living there also. It wasn't a palace, that's for sure. But anyway, in Exodus, In our travels while on earth, my Hebrew name was tampered with at that point. My Hebrew name Sarah and my English name Darlene. Sarah was changed, but some of the original letters are still there in the story. So thank goodness for that. For example, like years ago, some Hebrews and Arabs, they pronounce Sarah with a Z, with the first letter being a Z. In Arabic, pronounced Zara, meaning princess. So Zara, Z-A-R-A-H, is a version of Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, the Hebrew pronunciation. So Sarah, S-A-R-A, Hebrew, and Zara, Z-A-R-A, Arabic, basically the same. And so the evil scribes, they wanted to change my name into another name. And so they added the three letters por, P-O-R, por, and they placed them in the middle of my name, Zara, Sarah. It became Zapora, Zapora. So there's another decoding that's cleared up, in other words. So I hope you understood me. I try to make it as plain as possible. All this decoding we're trying to, deal with. So please go to the next part. Shalom, this is Love Sarah.